Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. So the last couple of days we've been showcasing Jinwoo, going over my build, breaking down her skills, showing some gameplay. It's been a good time, but Jinwoo is not the only modifier to come out in 2.0. We have another one, a headliner who is just as great as Jinwoo. If not, I dare say some would consider her to be just slightly better in a different way, in many different ways. But that would be Lingguang, and I wanted to go ahead and showcase my build at this time, albeit it's incomplete, but I did want to showcase nonetheless because I know some of you guys have been waiting for that, and I'll do some gameplay showcasing her off as well. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I do hope you get some value from it. Let's go ahead and hop in really quickly though. Before we do, of course, as always, we are on our way to 40k here on the channel. If you want to help us hit that goal, go ahead and consider subscribing, join the FPG fam. I do truly appreciate it. If you want to support a little bit further than that, you can become a member, get access to all sorts of different perks, and support the channel in a bigger way so we can do bigger and better things. Thank you guys so much for all the support. As always, I do truly appreciate it. So, Lingguang in Aether Gazer. This is something we've been waiting for quite some time alongside Jinwoo. Lingguang has been one of those modifiers that I would consider a must pull. She just offers the team so much, and she's just incredible in terms of her design. They really, I think, spent a little extra time with Lingguang, if you know what I mean, for those that were designing her. So she looks great, and she's going to get a great skin in the future that you probably don't want to miss out on. Now, Lingguang is a supporter. She is a melee trace modifier doing fire elemental damage. And she is, like I mentioned, one of those that I would consider a must pull in Aether Gazer because of all the intangibles and all the buffing and supporting that she provides the team. Not only that, she does some pretty good damage herself if built correctly. Now, I'm not going to do a full skill breakdown for Lingguang, just because there have been some content creators that done that already, and I think they would have done a better job than I would have, because her kit is a little convoluted if you ask me. So I'm going to leave a link to their channels in the description down below. That's going to be Playsome, and Playsome is one that you should go to for guides on different modifiers, because they do such a great job breaking their skills down in a very simplistic and easy to understand way. And then the other one's going to be Zaki. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. Zaki just does a great way of explaining modifiers in his own way and giving you his opinion and his recommendations when it comes to them. So I do hope you enjoy those two videos, support those content creators. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into my current build. I have her at just base S rank. I know some people have been asking me, should you double S rank, or is it needed to double S rank Lingguang? I don't think so. I think she performs beautifully at just base S rank. As you can see, a little over 19,000 CP, almost 5,000 attack, defense is close to 2k, and just, you know, very close to 21k in the max HP department. In terms of my split, you can see it's much better than Jinwoo's. 50% crit rate, 48% crit damage. I got lucky with that split. Taking a look at the skills, maxed out. What you really need to know about Lingguang is that she's able to provide a shield, and she's able to buff depending on where your HP is, and depending on if they're doing skill 2 or skill 3 when it comes to the flame mode. Her ultimate with the ultimate skill chain with Jinwoo is fantastic. So she's just offering the team a whole lot, right? She's just a very solid support modifier that holds her value until now in CN, and she'll continue to, because support modifiers do that. Moving over to the access key, fully maxed out. I do have the signature functor, and I did throw a transcendent into it just because I think she deserves it, and I think it's very valuable. So it is tier 2 when it comes to the signature functor, and the signature functor I think is a priority to have for Lingguang. A lot of people are asking me, should I get Jinwoo's signature functor or Lingguang's, or should I get another modifiers? I think if you are trying to decide between Lingguang and just about any other modifier in the game, you should get Lingguang's signature functor as a priority. Very close, and probably just as equally as important as Hera's is Lingguang. So I think you should definitely go for it if you've been, you know, hoarding and waiting for a signature functor to go for. Moving over to the sigils, we're going to spend some time here because I know some people are confused on what sigils to put on Lingguang. Now, this is what I recommend, and this is what I'm going with. I'm going 3 Immortal Blackbird, which is the new one, and 3 Nimble. Now, the reason being is because the Nimble is going to increase ultimate skill charge speed by 30% and ultimate skill damage by 30%. When you see my Jinwoo and my Lingguang together, we're popping ults left and right. I mean, we could do, depending on the fight, 4 to 5 ults, even 6 or 7 in a singular fight, and that's just because we're getting so much ultimate skill charge speed, and we're just getting ults that quickly, and that's partly due to the nimble, right? And then the damage that you're going to be doing with the ultimate skill chain. I think this is a great set to have on your Lingguang. And then the Immortal Blackbird for the obvious reasons, right? It's just the tailor-made one for him. I do not recommend the recommended. And the reason being is because the recommended, they're going to go ahead and recommend the Owl. How many times have I said recommended now? Ambush of Owl, which I understand this one if you're trying to go DPS Lingguang. And then if that's the case, yeah, the Owl's going to be good. Even though I think the Nimble's still good, the Owl's going to be good for the increased melee damage because that's what you're doing. And then hitting, you're going to increase skill damage, which is great. And then the normal attack damage. So that's very beneficial for DPS Lingguang. But in my opinion, I think the Nimble is just overall a better set to go for, whether you're doing DPS or not, you know, whether you're supporting or DPSing. So that is my recommendation. I'm sure there's some other sets out there that you could put on your Lingguang if you want to. I just don't see why you would. For the skill effects, I have 7, 8, and 6. Once again, I got lucky with the split. I wish I had this split on my Jinwoo. Unfortunately, I do not. But got pretty lucky with that, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Now, I don't have them fully maxed out, unfortunately. Once again, just resources. I don't have enough reconstructors to go ahead and get them to level 60, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to wait for that. Also with the warps. You know, I've been building up Jinwoo, took all of my resources. I don't even have my Jinwoo warps fully maxed out. So I have not been able to put any into Lingguang. But as soon as I am able to, I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at power up melee for the melee damage. And then I was thinking about going for the evolution particle to level up the skill. I was thinking about doing that one, the skill 1. Same thing here, doing that for 1 and 2. For 3 and 4, I was probably going to go EM Flux on that one. But then I was also thinking about going the Telepathize Force Field 1, not to get confused with 3. I was probably going to go with 1 because I'm going full blue Aether code, so I think that would be pretty beneficial. Once again, this is all testing phase for 3 and 4. And then for 5 and 6, this one I'm still contemplating if I want to go full ultimate. I'm definitely going to go ultimate skill chain for the ultimate equation, 100%. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do that or if I want to do absolute 0. I was thinking about this one, but I was also thinking about the evolution particle 3. I'm going to be doing a lot of testing for 5 and 6 to see which one I prefer. But those are the ones that I'm thinking about. And then for the codes, like I mentioned, I'm going full blue. Just because when I'm using Lingguang, it's always going to be on the AI slot. I don't particularly like to pilot Lingguang. Even though I think she's fun to play, I'm just not a huge fan of her kit and the way it works. So I'm always going to put her in the AI slot and pilot Jinwoo for the DPS. So I'm always going to go full blue. It's going to be what I consider the most beneficial. Once again, if you want to DPS as Lingguang, you can with the full yellow Aether code and going with the Owl sigils. And then you could probably switch up your warps to be more beneficial for DPS Lingguang. Now, what I've been told and what I've been seeing is that if you want to go DPS Lingguang, it does require a little more higher I was going to say transcendence. A little higher a little higher transcendence. So instead of just being base S rank, you would want her to be at least double S rank, if not triple S rank, for the DPS Lingguang to really see some benefits in that department. Once again, completely up to you. You just won't be supporting your Jinwoo the way you may want to be supporting your Jinwoo. But this is a thing. You could definitely go for it. And then for the red, I just don't think it's too beneficial. I think the red makes you extremely tanky, so that way you won't die. But other than that, I don't think it supports a whole lot. You do have this last one right here, increase the attack of all team members by 50%. But I don't think that 50% is that great comparative or relative to what the blue Aether code's able to do and do it more consistently, right? So that is the Aether code. And then for the chips, I am going with the Flame Curtain personally, because I do always want her to proc the shield when possible, so that way, you know, we don't die. So I think the shield is extremely important to have. So this one's going to allow you to proc the shield every time you don't have the shield, and every time you do have the shield, she's going to cast the skill 3, and the skill 3 buffs your teammates and yourself if your HP is 50% or above. The other one is good, but I just find the Flame Curtain to be more valuable in my opinion. So it's completely up to you. and your play style and how you use your Lingguang and how you want to play. But those are what I'm using for the chips when I have her in the AI slot. So that is my Lingguang. Nothing too special. I will be coming back with another showcase as soon as I get her online fully, so that way we could showcase her in her true form, completely filled out, right, with warps and sigils. But for the time being, let's go ahead and showcase her where she's at now. Alright, so I'm hopping in with the same team that I've been using for the Jinwoo team, and that is Hera and Jinwoo with Lingguang. I like this team a lot. I think it's a very solid team, and if not one of the best teams in Aether Gazer at the moment on global right now. This team is just a hyper buff team for Jinwoo, but right now actually it's going to be a decent buffer for my Lingguang, because the way I have my Hera set up is that she's going to be buffing the team leader. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and put the shield back on. So we're going to go ahead and do the ult with Hera. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll ult with Lingguang and Jinwoo to get this ultimate skill chain. And this team just does a lot of damage. And then once again, if you go DPS Lingguang, which is a thing, you can do that, then you are able to do even more damage. It's pretty nutty, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and go with the skill 3 buff, because my teammate's HP is higher than 50%. So let me go ahead and do that. And we're going to hop in here. And what I really like about Lingguang too is that she has let me put the shield on. She has the 0 time on the dodge, which is really nice and plays well with Hera, because Hera can proc 0 time. So we're getting a lot of that, and that's one of the reasons why I was thinking about going with the 0 time one, because we get 0 time a lot. So I'm gonna do this, let me do that, let me do this, and let me go with the buff again. Alright, we got the Hera buff, and then we're gonna go right before modified mode ends. We're going to go ahead and do the ultimates. As you can see, we've done already, what, 3 or 4 ultimates in this fight. That's just... Okay. He exploded. This was, if I didn't mention, this was Has His Own Cleaning 20, by the way. Man's just exploded. Let me go ahead and show the damage numbers. That was pretty nutty. Yeah, Jinwoo was popping off pretty hard. Lingguang doing her thing. Anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll answer that to the best of my abilities. Once again, if you want a full-on breakdown of her skills, once again, I just think it's just a bit convoluted when it comes to her skills, and it's just a lot to go over, when in reality it's just doing her skills to get the 4 traces, and then do your skill 3 to then get into a flame mode, and then choose what buff you want, or if you need the shield, right? That's, I think, the most simplistic way to go ahead and break down her kit, in my opinion. But there's a lot of nuance to it. There's a lot of technical aspects to it, where you can then go take a look at Playsum or take a look at Zaki. Anyways, guys, once again, if you have any further questions, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.